I'm gonna put it here. This is recording that corner.
And you'll ask him to stretch all the way down. There. And then when you're ready, pick up the rein. That's it. And try and find that nice place. Again, where he's really soft. And then where that good contact.
Those breeches are adorable.
They're crap though, don't buy them.
Okay.
They're like $200 and they fit horribly. And I guess
Very
my
nice.
friend made me buy them off her for
Now,
$80 and I wish I hadn't.
Okay.
Oh my
Go ahead
god.
and go straight.
They're so cute.
That's okay, not to worry.
How come
Do you
they,
want to try them on? See if you want them?
how come they fit bad?
They fit like a jean.
Are they low-waisted or something?
No. There's just not enough stretch. So the crotch is already torn out once. I've only worn them once.
Oh, I see. The material
Yeah,
sucks.
it's the wrong material for a breech.
Yeah, you've got to have tight but stretchy but not like Lululemon tights.
When he comes around again and you're able to give back again, go back to that giving contact at the slower pace. Then you're going to slow your post down some more and allow him to slow down with you. That's right. And then you always make sure that you're on that giving contact, and then you'll ask him to slow down some more by slowing your post down. Yes, that's right. And make sure you're on that giving contact. Exactly. And now slow it down some more. Slow your post down. There'll be some holding with the thighs now, just to steady yourself at the slower trot. But you always make sure that there's nice release, nice giving moment, and then you slow it down some more. Right, exactly. And then make sure you're on that release. If it feels like at some point in the process of slowing down and slowing down toward the walk that he's not paying attention to your seat, ask for a little flexion. The inside and the outside. Brace, a big brace at my feet. Try not to pull back with the reins. Maybe just flex them laterally a little bit and then release again. And then sit and let it walk. That was the right idea. Yeah, go ahead. That's okay. And then just walk through. Yeah, so it's around the release. Not bad. Good. Just let it stretch. It's called extending out the transition.
When I get to do that from the canter to the walk, I'm allowed to show first level.
How's it feel, Denise? Yeah, looks a lot better right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good job, good job. That was better? Yeah, you're right. Good. That's it. Nice right
You sore?
there, Denise.
Are you so sore? Why are your strip leather buckled down?
I don't like stuff up there, so
Oh.
I do that. People think I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like you probably know I know what I'm doing.
I know that this wasn't, I know it was intentional. How about that? I thought you were doing it so you can like see if your toes were rolled in or you could feel the buckle or something.
I don't know. I can't feel the buckle at all.
Really?
You'd think, right? He's very good, Elise.
He's a cool dude. Was he better for you today?
Yeah, so much better. He was really into you.
He's into me?
Yeah.
I
Super into you.
Boy, what did I do?
It's just, I knew at all times where you were
Oh.
when you were walking Zoe.
Oh my God, Zoe. Well, maybe that's, so.
And then riding on the circle here, every time we'd come closer to you, he'd be like, do we get to stop and talk to her? I'm like, no.
Zoe was over there and she was fine. She didn't care about the horses. She didn't care about the cows. And then I wouldn't let her drink from a gross puddle. And she was like, yeah. She's like, I want to drink. And I'm like, no. And then she would like kind of lean into me. And I'm like, get the fuck off me. And she's like, I can't step in the water. And then I'm like, you could drink. Step in the water. Okay, go. No, I can't step in the water, you know? And I'm like, get the fuck off me. And then the goats. There's loose goats. And they came running down. Hello, 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 hello. And it was always like, what the fuck? And they were babies. And like, and they're all in her feet. And I'm like, oh, this is so not going to end well. And so Zoe's like, I don't want to step on them. So it went from her stepping on me to not stepping in the water, just drinking the water. It's all very calculated for her. Dixie said that Robin said that he thinks he's very fancy.
He is very fancy.
That's what he told Dixie. And he also wants to know why he's a little confused on why I have a special connection. She said, are you riding another horse? I said, I ride a few horses. And she said, oh, well, he's a little jealous about why you have a special connection with another one, and it's not nearly as fancy as he is. I'm like, that's Devin.
Yeah.
She's like, do you have a special connection with him? Like, I do. And she's like, is he as fancy as he is? Well, first she said, is he fancy? And I said, he is. And she goes, well, a lot of horses tell me they're fancy, and they're not. And she said, and is Devin not as fancy as Robin? I said, he's not. And he was like, well, he doesn't quite understand why you like him. A little jealous of him.
Yeah, he's super into you.
Just because I usually bring you pellets.
I got up in the mountain block, like, my hips have been bothering me. Like, I got up at 2 in the morning and did, like, yoga.
Oh.
Yeah, it had been bothering me anyway, so I get up on the mountain block and I switch my leg. I think I need to be done.
Okay. Just checking
So
in.
I can ride tomorrow, too.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. All right. Any questions?
No, it was really cool. It was like you took the best parts from other people that have given me instruction and smushed them together and made them all make a little bit more sense to me.
Awesome.
So it was really cool.
Yay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I had to ask Denise a bunch of questions because I couldn't interrupt you, and I was so interested in something that she was doing with Whisper. So I had to pick her brain. But it was very interesting to see Whisper's canter change. And so, because I didn't know Whisper could do it, I saw Adelheid do it once, and I was like, well, must have been a fluke. And then all of a sudden, she did it. So I'm like, what did you do? She said it was her back. And it made me realize with as supple and soft as Whisper is, she's not coming through with that big loop in the rein. It's almost a headset, which means that she can't really come through her back until she's being driven up enough to put herself in that. And that's what, and I told Denise, you had more contact with Whisper than I'm ever used to seeing. But she handled it fine, and in fact, her gaits improved.
Yeah. Yeah. And it didn't get her too curled up.
It didn't, no, because she was driving her forward.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that was really, really cool to watch. That was like candy almost, you know?
Good.
And to understand that contact is necessary, even though you preach so much about light contact,
Right.
you still have to have it.
It doesn't have to weigh anything.
Right.
It doesn't have to weigh. It's just the parameter that you're setting.
And that's what she said, is when it felt good, it felt so good.
Yeah.
And she's like, it didn't seem like I had much contact. I'm like, but there was no loop.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Yeah.
What a difference that makes to use your back. That canter it just got so much more articulated versus kind of peg leg.
Exactly.
And I was confused on how come articulation happens when your back is engaged, especially with the front legs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's rounder instead of just the more hunter daisy.
Yeah, it kind of comes up. So that was really cool to watch that. All right, I have to go.
How would it go with Zoe?
She is not scared of anything. It's all, so we're walking. She didn't give a care about the stallions, and then she wanted to drink out of this nasty puddle, and I let her for a second, and then I wouldn't let her, and then that's when it all happened. I'm like, come on, let's go, and she's like, excuse me, and I'm like, you did not just, and she just started doing that stuff, and I, smack her on the shoulder, and then she became, I'm scared of that pond, that puddle that I was just drinking out of. And I'm like, get the fuck off me. And she's like, can't touch it unless you let me drink. So then I let her drink. She walked right into it. And then I'm like, get up. And I'm like, this is a fucking game.
Yeah.
And then she would circle around it. And then her tail would go up. And I'm so scared of this puddle. Leap into my lap, beating her to get the fuck off me. And then she would jump over it. And then once she jumped over it and smashed with her back leg, which got me wet, which made me go, fuck! Which then every time after that, and she would splash me. It was just so exciting.
Yeah.
And
How'd you handle this?
well, I really wanted to just either end with the success of her drinking, because then I was no longer about the puddle, but then the two loose goats came running full speed up to us and started circling her legs, which I thought, now Zoe's going to freak out, and she didn't do anything. She just planted, and she did this. And I'm like, at what point am I going to just cut bait here? Because we have a pond, we have goats.
Well, you realize it's not about the pond at all, or about
No,
the
it wasn't about the goats or the stallions.
So what
I just ended up circling her.
Okay.
And she walked, and I made her give me some distance. But I'm like, I'm not going to start this argument about the pond, because it's not about the pond. It was because I wouldn't let her drink out of it. So we did a big left circle, we did some big right circles, and she was calm and wasn't caring. And then I thought, I want to readdress this pond, but I need it's not even a pond, a puddle, kind of advice on what to do. Because why would she walk right into it and drink?
Yeah, why? Yeah, right, why?
Because she didn't care about it.
Exactly. And then why did she care about it?
Because I wouldn't let her drink.
Right, and what was that about?
Dominance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it was so clear, because then she didn't push me at all until we got there.
Right.
And then it was in my space and
Right.
pushing me, and I was smacking her with a rope, and she was doing this and pretending she was scared, but I knew she didn't have any hallmark, like her nose wasn't flaring.
Right.
She wasn't shaking, she wasn't
Right.
inconsolable, and I could redirect her really quickly.
Yeah.
But then there's horses over there. Oh, there's cows over there, which she saw them all before.
Right.
So it was really fascinating that it just, as soon as I inserted myself about the drinking, then it became an issue.
Right.
Which I'm sure it's inserting yourself about enter thing here. So I just said, all right, I have to do the less is more, not drag this out, not do one more time. Circle to the left, give me a lot of, big berth. Circle to the right. She get behind me, we'll carry on. And it was fine. She walked fine all the way back and all that. The goats all those things would have scared me if I didn't know her. But, two loose goats running down an orchard, and just, they were babies. So they were in and out of her legs, and she just planted, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It would be something I wouldn't mind taking her on a walk again.
Yeah.
And just readdressing that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was we got into a fight. I didn't want to get into a fight. I didn't know. I didn't want her drinking some puddle.
Right.
What horse drinks out of a puddle?
Yeah. But yeah, so you made a decision that she didn't like.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. And yeah.
It's also clear it's never about whatever they're spooking at.
Exactly.
But she walked past the stallion. She didn't care. They were feeding. She didn't care. She didn't care about the cows until you can't drink out of this pond. Right. And I went and checked her water, and she had plenty of water. So she's interesting, She's tricky. And then it becomes fixated on whatever we're working on right then, and I have to push you over with my shoulder. 'Cause, yeah, she doesn't care about walking in a puddle. So it was interesting.
Okay.
Hey Terry,
Yeah.
can you help me with some things with her?
Yes, ma'am.
So she's super sweet, but she definitely going to the left. She's like that all the time.
Okay.
And so what I'm trying to do, because ideally they're forward and you flex, but because she's relaxed now, but I was trying to get her to flex and kind of get her hind end to cross over. I know you can do the shoulder too, but I'm just struggling with doing that with her.
Okay.
She really looks out to the outside.
Okay.
Doesn't want to really come around the corner.
Let me watch you.
I'm trying not to be too picky. And then I also noticed if I put too much pressure, she gets closer to it. So here, and I don't want to get too close.
So what component of all the things that you're working with, which component is missing the most, do you think?
Well, she's definitely not flexing around, and she's definitely not stepping in.
So search for another component that's missing.
Maybe my energy isn't.
Well, no, I think your energy's good. What's missing in her? She's hard to flex, but she is flexing, and it's not a great crossing, but she is crossing.
Yeah.
What's missing that would make all of those things better?
Forward.
There you go. There you
Get her
go.
forward first.
Yes.
And then start
Yes.
working on it.
Yes. And see, go ahead and try it. Give it a try. Just add a little more forward, and then give all those things you just did a try.
So should I just ignore that?
Yes. You make sure you're out of harm's way out of the line of fire with the hind end. But yes. Otherwise, it's kind of too bad. That's the way.
So should I ignore when she turns out to the outside?
Well, let me show you for just a second.
Then I lose the
So Jana, how does he feel?
He feels lovely. He's much more, he's stronger and more even than thinking.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm pretty tight to my upper back.
Okay. I think when you're tight, you just need to think about sitting back and driving them forward. I think sometimes if you think of a specific body part to try and affect, that can just add to your attention. You see what it's there? Do you feel that? When you shifted your weight back, what happened to your hips?
They were able to open up more.
Yes, and you started to get this nice swing. Yeah, and then what happened to his walk? Yeah, well, it did open up. Yeah, if you sat back and just thought about going forward. Yeah. So now maybe just for a minute, as you're walking around in that circle, think about leaning back a little bit, like we'll exaggerate it. It's kind of like you're rocking back onto your tailbone. That's the way. So now just rock back on your tailbone. Even more. There you go, like that. You feel that? And you feel how that really, it forces your hips to really move with him? Good. Now, just try and hold that for a little bit. And the next time you ride right by the mirror, check yourself out. And tell me how far you're leaning back.
I can tell you now, I'm going to be parallel.
You mean perpendicular? Yes. Yeah. I knew what you meant. See that? Isn't that nice? See the swing in your hips? That's lovely. So now maybe for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to check in with Tiffany. Walk around everywhere. Could be in here, could be up there, both directions, change the direction, and see if you can keep that without going back to the forward that you're used to in your body, in your upper body. What do you think, Tiffany?
I'm so happy she's learning how to use her back when she stretches down.
Isn't that nice?
It's so nice. I feel like I'm picking up right where we left off on
Uh-huh.
last ride.
Yes.
She is so cool. Like I can actually feel her back moving now, and it didn't used to move. Well, the last time I rode her.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, I like it.
When we start heading towards the outgate, she gets a little tense. But I'm getting really good stuff on this half.
Yes, you
So
are.
I'm just sort of trying to, there we go. This is the best round.
Yep.
I'm just sort of trying to help her when we come to this hard part.
Yep.
And it's a little dizzy today about noises. Which is okay, because not scary dizzy, just distractible.
Uh-huh.
so it's like, oh, I don't want to do too much because she's still very like, if you grab at the rein at all, she gets really worried.
You might try,
That's better.
yeah, when you have a nice way when you, move your hand up the rein and you go to flex her. It's all very unabrupt, which is very good. If you hang in there for just a little bit longer, so like say right here, you can give a little bit, but don't drop the rein. Right, and then ask for just a little bit more, and then give, but don't drop the rein. And then ask for just a little bit more.
Well, I was worried that I would front thrust too much and I didn't do the rein drop.
Right. Well, the raindrop was fine, but now we're going to give her just a little few minutes here now to see if we can get a little bit farther through.
Okay. Oh, we're going to ask for that next step.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't mean that the other step was wrong or that you shouldn't go back to that or that that's not a good place to start or any of that.
Got it. Oh,
Just there's also, yes. And by going a little bit deeper, you're going to be helping her not be so reactive because she doesn't know what it means. You know, if you just grab on the rein and draw her nose all the way around, that's going to freak her out. Not freak her out, but it's going to, confuse her. She doesn't know what that means.
like there she went deep and then went crooked.
That's right.
Hang it, there we go.
Yes, yes.
And so the crookedness, I think, is part of her way of resisting what she doesn't understand.
Absolutely.
What's interesting though is
There, that was
yeah.
nice. There she gave you one.
Yeah. Now look, she kept the
Yes.
good girl.
Very good.
She's so much fun.
Yeah. So you could start making inroads into the deeper flexions without making it a hardship for her, just by gradually.
See, that's how I picked up my hair to a run. I only said I was already picking up when she committed. And so that's why I'm a little reluctant to go for that next step because I'm worried that so many times if she's really going to commit to the strong resistance and in the same moment that I'm gathering the reins to her, she's going to be creating her own yank.
Yeah, and then if you hold on and you let her go through that,
Okay.
and let her figure out that it's really easier if she just goes along with the rest.
Right there, that was something that didn't offer to speed up.
Yeah. Okay, Jana, I'm going to check you out. Now, was that something that felt like you had to focus on quite a bit?
Yes.
And how do you feel now?
It's getting looser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I want you to once again think about rocking back onto your tailbone. So what? Yeah, there you go. Now you're perfectly perpendicular. So what's going to happen is that you'll go back to this place, you rock back onto your tailbone, and you'll be able to stay with it for a little bit, and then without you realizing it, you're going to tend to go forward to what's familiar. Everybody does it. And so every once in a while you have to say, okay, let me rock back to the place that's a little bit uncomfortable or unfamiliar or whatever it is to you. So like once again, yeah, rock back to that place that's a little unfamiliar. It might feel a little, it makes you feel insecure, like you don't have the same sense of balance or same kind of seat. Now, look in the mirror, tell me where you are. Okay, okay, that was good. Good for you. Pretty nice how he's moving off the shoulder. Yes. comfortable, but yes.